Hello and welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Oh, there we go. Hello and welcome to the stream, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be practicing for the Moza Simzone Moza Championship today. We've got Donington coming up on Friday, so we're going to be doing a bit of practice today for Donington. See if we've got any open lobbies. If not, we'll just jump into the practice server for a while. And it doesn't look like we have any Donington servers. That's a bit annoying. What I think I'll do is I'll just jump into the Apex hot lap server and we'll maybe just practice in that. Donington Park. New livery as well, guys. This was the one we used for Simzone round 1, but I was having problems with my file explorer and couldn't get it to work, the livery into the game in time for the race. But as you see, a bit of a change up with the colours. As you see, I quite like it. A bit of a darker kind of blue. Obviously got the new Gato chain sponsor there. Porsche looks really nice. I haven't seen this livery on any of the other cars except the Honda, I believe. But yeah, really liking this new livery. So yeah, we'll just jump into the Donington Park hot lap server and we'll just see what kind of lap times we can do, really. And like I say, next season and for endurance racing I'm going to be building my own setups. For the next championship or endurance races we do with Porsche, I will build my own setups. But for this championship, I'm still pretty much getting used to driving the Porsche, so just using the setups off of Popometer just now and adjusting them if needed. But these ones that I've got have been by UOL, is it Tosher? I'm not sure how you pronounce it. One of the unicorns of love drivers, and very good setups, definitely recommend. But yeah, I will be making my own setups in the future on Popometer, but just whilst I get used to driving Porsche and stuff, I would like to just use these setups and then I can get a feel for what the car should feel like, and then I can start building my own setups. So we'll just do a few laps and see what we can do, really. Porsche does feel really nice to drive at Donington. Just with its rotation and the torque, it's just really nice to drive here, especially on those hairpins as well, just for getting rotation. Oh dear, I just took out everything on the inside there. Unlike, I think it's Project Cars 2 that gives you a lot of damage if you hit those tyres. On ACC you don't seem to pick up any damage, so you can just knock them out of the way, to be honest. Usually within the first lap someone's taking those things off. Chicane, I quite like when you get it right. It feels really nice to get the chicane right, although especially in the race it's very difficult for track limits. You pick up a lot of warnings in the race, usually from the chicane. Rest of the track, most of the track limits are quite obvious. If you go wide you'll get one, but usually with this track, if you go wide and get a track limit, you're usually touching the grass, so it's actually usually not worth the risk, especially in the race. Like this corner, for example, if you go too wide, you touch the grass and instantly spin to the right, which in quality it's fine to risk it and use as much curve as possible and run the risk of a track limit, but in the race it's just not worth the risk. So usually for the races, it's usually the chicane where you get track limit penalties for. Pretty sure I've had a race where I got a drive-through just from messing up the chicane so many times. I was in the wrong gear there, should have dropped it down into third. Too much speed into there, and I was in fourth gear there. Get a good punch of power out with the hairpin. Feels really nice to drive here, to be honest, compared to the other cars I've driven here. Slow lap there, but didn't expect a fast one considering the amount of mistakes we made on the last lap. Bit of oversteer on the exit there, just a bit harsh on the accelerator. Oh dear, that's a bit wide. Yep, touched the grass. Kept out of the wall, but that's going to flat spot the tyres. And that's what I was talking about for the race. You've got to be careful that you don't touch the grass there, because if you don't save it and keep it out the wall, like you don't hold the brakes early enough, and you hit the wall, then it's usually quite a bit of damage. Or also, if you've got someone behind you, and you go sideways there, then you often just get completely T-boned because they have nowhere to go. And if you do slam on the brakes and avoid hitting the wall, you usually flat spot your tyres. So that is, got to be very careful in that corner there. At least for this track, we don't have a lot of really long straights, so it shouldn't be so bad. As it shouldn't be as bad as Watkins Glen for driving against those Hondas, because the Hondas at Watkins Glen was insane. So much straight line speed. Whereas here, this is the only straight we've really got, and to be honest, you are hardly even, like there, you're not even reaching 6th gear before you're into the brakes again. So obviously the Hondas will have an advantage there, but it won't be anywhere near as big as Watkins Glen, I would hope. And since Porsche is so good in the corners, I think the Porsche will be a really good choice for next week, or Friday I should say, sorry, next round. And I did have a look at the AOR hot lap leaderboard, and I'm pretty sure the Audi was the quickest, but I'm not sure if that's on the latest patch or not, but the Audis are quick here. But I think the Porsches will be quite good here. I'm interested to see how the Hondas perform here, to be honest. How good they will be. I've heard a few people say that they're not looking forward to this race who drive Honda, so it'll be interesting to see how everyone stacks up in quali. I think it's really just about getting a lap together, because you've got to get a good lap here, you've got to take a lot of risks to get a fast lap time, and especially at the chicane and things like that, so it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top in quali. I mean, round 1 we had 0.02 of a second separating the top 3 drivers. It was very close, so it will be very interesting to see how close it is on Friday. Might do a bit of racing with the AI in a bit to get some practice in on the race setup and conditions. But for just the next kind of hour or so, we'll just do some quality practice, and then we'll maybe do some, have a look for some open lobbies, and if there isn't any, we'll just maybe do a bit against the AI. Oh, that was a bit close to cutting the track on the inside there, a lot slower on the last lap. Thought I'd actually taken a bit too much curb on the inside there. A bit more gentle on the throttle. Still, the back end snapped out a bit there, but it was better than the last lap. But definitely not perfect. That chicane was slow. It was tidy, but it was a bit slow. So faster than the previous lap though. Oh, that hairpin was terrible. Really slow there on the exit. Don't think this one will be much better either yet, also slow. Lost a lot of time on those hairpins. Oh, I went to the left a bit too early there. I've only got one lap of fuel, so we'll just return to the garage. Don't have enough fuel for another lap after that. But yeah, just went a bit to the... wanted to see if I could go to the left a bit earlier there, and that doesn't work, unfortunately. Right, new set of tires, try this again. I'm actually waiting to hear back from Logitech G Challenge. The race we did last night, we qualified inside the top 10. We got through to round 4 on Tuesday next week. And then I went to sign up for round 4 today and realised I'd actually been reported for an incident. And I got a 5-second time penalty, which puts me outside the top 10. So I have protested the penalty because I feel like it wasn't really necessary, because we both got in the top 10 anyway, and the guy in front of me braked way harder than he had previous laps. So I've protested it, but we'll have to wait and see. But if it's upheld and I do keep that 5-second time penalty, that means I actually don't go through to round 4 and split 3. I'm gonna have to wait until the final chance split, which is a bit of a pain. But we'll wait and see what's the result of that. But I am really hoping that the protest is successful, because it would be rather gutting. Especially, like I say, we both got in the top 10 anyway, so it was only a tiny tap. It was the one on lap 4 or 5 coming into the first corner, and the guy in front just braked a lot harder. I think he missed his apex, so he held his brakes. I held the brakes from my braking point all the way to touching him, and I got a 5-second time penalty, which was very, very frustrating because it just popped me outside the top 10. I think only by a second or two as well, but one of those things. We'll wait and see what's the result of the protests. Oh, just a bit too much on the left hand side there, just over track once. That hairpin wasn't good either. It was a bit better than the last lap, but it wasn't perfect. That was a terrible hairpin there. Tenth and a half there. Fairly tidy first sector. Careful on the throttle there. Lost a few hundreds. Be nice and careful on the throttle here. Don't want to kick out the rear again. That was much better. Not much time gained, but it was a lot smoother than previous laps. Did gain maybe half a tenth or so. Try get the chicane right. Nope, that was bad. Save it, but the lap is gone. Still valid. But that didn't do any good for the tyres. Although we've got one lap of fuel after this, so we can go again. Decent first sector there though, just messed up the chicane. Not a bit wide there, still valid, but lost the delta, neck and neck on our best lap yet. But on the last lap we gained about a tenth there, so in the first corner, so there's a lot of time still there. Gained just under the tenth on that right hander there. Try to get this right hander a bit better. Oh, too aggressive on the throttle. Stalled. Oh, my keyboard. Not working there. There we go. New set of tyres, go out again. See what we can do this time. Car is feeling so much better on fresh tyres. As soon as you come out the pit lane on the fresh tyres, you feel like you've got so much more grip. I think, if I remember correctly, the race will be 1 hour on Friday, so pit stop halfway through. Most likely change tyres, but we'll see how we go. Hopefully it's a dry track. Oh, too much curving there. Didn't spin that time, but far too much curving, a little bit too much speed in there. Sometimes you can take a lot of speed through that chicane, but you have to get the line absolutely perfect. Like right on the edge of invalidating your lap. Usually before you start, if you go wide in this final hairpin, you can kind of straight line the exit like that. It's quite good for in qualifying sessions. Gains you a little bit of time on your next lap, as you see there. Maybe should be in second gear there, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we need to be in second gear there, not third. Don't quite get the rotation when using third gear there. Got this fast right-hander here. Gained a little bit of time back. Nice rotation there. A little bit wide on the exit though. Touching the grass. Got quite good rotation on the brakes though. Just maybe on the power a little early. Rear left does seem to get fairly hot compared to the other tyres, the rear left. I assume that's just where a lot of the load is on the tyres. But usually it's the entire left hand side or the entire right hand side that overheats, but with the quali setup it seems to just be the rear left tyre, which is interesting. Probably from all the wheel spinning and sliding. Gained a little bit of time there. It was a lot smoother, that turn one. Oh, that was a bit terrible. That right-hander. Braked too early and wasn't far enough over to the left when I started the braking. So I just turned in too early there. So bald, but completely slow. And I got some bald there. At least the first corner we got. I think that's probably the fastest we've done it this session. It's a lot better. A lot smoother. Just messed up that right-hander. Bit of a lock up there on the entry. Bit deep. Go out wide to start this next lap. Back end stepped out a bit there though. Yeah, that is where I make the mistake, sector 2. Oh, I should have been in second gear there, not third. Feels actually really nice in fourth there. Don't actually. That was actually a lot quicker as well to do it in fourth there. I usually shift down into third, but you can actually get enough of the rotation on the brakes there in fourth, so I think we'll take that in fourth next time. That right-hander was a bit slow though, lost a bit of time. But yeah, definitely that turn 3 there, using fourth instead of third, seems to actually not only feel a lot smoother because you've got a lot less revs, but actually seems to be faster, and that chicane was a lot better there. Disappointing we lost 2/10 on that uphill right-hander, because the rest of the lap hasn't been too bad. I think I started the braking a bit early, so I just had to release the brakes a little bit. 26.5 there. We'll pit for some fresh tyres and fuel. It might not show it in the sector times, but we definitely lost time in the delta. It does still show it in the sector times that first sector was a little bit slower. Although it was... Turn 1 wasn't that great that lap. This right-hander was really nice. And then this right-hander was terrible. So, decent amount of time in the lap, but pace isn't too bad. I think the world record is a 25.1. So, if we can get low 26s, maybe even high 25s by Friday, I will be More than happy with that. Just having a look now, to be honest. I'm just checking to see if we've got if there was any results on that steward's appeal, which there is not. And some new series on Simzone, SimGrid today as well. A few new series. Hello Milo, how's it going, mate? How are you? Yeah, there's a few new series on SimGrid, guys, if anyone's looking for any leaks or that. Seems to be a few new ones today. Well, since the last time I checked. I don't check daily. Probably check once a week or so. There's this new championship, right, called, oh yeah, we're doing Donington on Friday, so we're practicing that today. Feels amazing to drive in the Porsche. There's this new championship, right, the International Union of E-Motorsports, and there's this new championship, right, and it's for 150,000. €150,000. And if you get to the finals, you go to Hong Kong, and it's in the Mercedes leaderboard. It starts on the 25th. Now, it's saying that you have to register. So, how? I will have a look at that later, but yeah, there's a new championship coming up for €150,000, which is massive. So, that'll be interesting. I'll have a look at possibly doing that. But yeah, finalist of each nation goes to Hong Kong. Unfortunately, though, World's Fastest Gamer also happens to live in the UK, so I don't think we would be one of the finalists out for each nation. But it would still be interesting to compete. If we can, so I will have a look into that. So yeah, we know we've got a lot of time in this right-hander and a bit of time in turn 1 as well, I think, and we know for the downhill right-hander turn 3 that we need to be in 4th gear instead of 3rd, because we seems to be a lot easier to control and a lot quicker as well than 3rd gear. Right, tomorrow I have 3 days, so I can try to make some setups at Donington if you want. For setups we're alright, we've got some good setups already for the Porsche. But if there's any open lobbies or things like that that you want to do, then I have a day off work tomorrow. This is a week off actually. So if you want to do some open lobbies and things together tomorrow, then that would be quite good. But for setups, we've already got some good setups. But thank you for the offer anyways. But yeah, if you're free tomorrow, we could definitely do some open lobbies at Donington if you fancy. Have you tried the Porsche at Donington yourself, Milo, or have you only tried Honda? Because if you have not tried Porsche, I would most definitely recommend it. It is amazing to drive here. Yeah, fourth is so much better there. Need to use a bit more track on the exit there. I've got a tad bit of oversteer. Bit of oversteer there again on the braking. Wonder if I can take it in fourth here. I can, but it seems slower because the revs are too low. It's a lot more stable in fourth, but I think it's too slow. Feels quite nice with the chicane though. If you get it right. It's still very easy to completely bin it if you clip the wrong curving. Probably should have been in first for that one. Go out wide again before we start this lap. Right, here we go. Gives you just a tiny bit of time if you go out wide on the final hairpin there. Down into third. Bit late on the throttle there. Still gained a bit of time. Because it was fairly smooth, but I was a bit late on the throttle. Oh. Speed too slow through there. Should have carried more speed through that. Lost like 0.2 there. Ah, no worries. No worries, Smile. I find, to be honest, that when my internet's bad, YouTube seems to work a lot better than the Twitch. Only tried GT4, yeah. Well, Porsche is really nice to drive at Donington if you get a chance. Did you find a GT4 championship, by the way? Because you said you were looking for one, but I can't remember if you said you found one or not. On a day that you don't have work or school. Because GT4 is a lot more competitive than GT3 in my opinion, because you can do a lot less with the setups. So more of it is based on the driver than the setup. Even for like little setup exploits and stuff, there's a lot of them you can use in GT3. Whereas GT4, there's a lot less that you can do in the setup. Oh, I went into third there, should have stayed in fourth. Still up on the delta, but we lost a lot of time there. Oh, that was much better, that right-hander there. It feels like that... Oh, that right-hander was slow. It feels like if you can get on the throttle just gently, just before the apex, it seems to stabilise the car a little bit. Instead of waiting until just after the apex and slamming the throttle down. It seems to be a little bit better, just gentle throttle. Oh, that hairpin was terrible though. I haven't got enough fuel. Ah, that's annoying. Well, you could have a look again today. Because Yeah, every second race, that's not great. But yeah, if you want, you could have a look on SimGrid today, because it does seem a little bit like there's a few more leagues being added today, so it is worth having a look. Right, let's have another go now. Let me put on some fresh tires, and we'll try again. Like I say, we gained a bit of time on that right hander, just messed up a bit on the rest of the lap. Oh, I've just been... Oh, sorry, I thought I was getting tagged in the Logitech G challenge there. Let's have a look at the sector time. So, yeah, we've still got... that was our best first sector still, and these are still our two best final sectors. So yeah, need to keep going, try and improve a little bit. If I could get like a 36, kind of like maybe a 3 or 26.1, I'd probably be happy with that. But I'd like to get to high 25s by Friday, because 25.1 is the world record. I'm not sure what the quickest lap is with the Porsche, but I think the world record's with an Audi, and that was a 25.1. So if I could get a high 25 in this server, then I'd be more than happy. We just have to... we'll just have to try and make sure we can get the lap ball together and quali on Friday, because that seemed to be our issue on Friday last week, was that we had decent pace, we just didn't get the lap together, and then we ended up involved in the incident on lap 1, where someone drove into the back of us, and that kind of compromised our entire race. So this week the incident shouldn't be as bad in terms of like pile-ups, I think, because the track's a lot wider. At Watkins Glen, especially like sector 1, you've got barriers on either side, so if there's an incident, there isn't really much space for the cars to go. Whereas Donington, it's very easy to bin it on your own and touch the grass and spin around. But if there is a pile up with that, you can just go on the grass to avoid it, or you can, if there is a crash, usually the cars end up going off the track. Whereas at Watkins Glen, I've had times where you come out of turn 1 and then there's just a massive pile up and absolutely nowhere to go. So we'll see what Donington is like. Hopefully less incidents compared to last week. Oh, just took a tad too much speed there. I wanted to try taking a bit more speed around that right hander, but just a little bit too much there. Could have been on the power a little bit earlier on that right hander, I think. And was on the brakes too late there. Milo, did you look on Sim Racing GP, by the way? Because for a GT4 League, because I was having a look, and there's quite a lot of like leaks and stuff on Sim Racing GP just now, especially for ACC. So it's worth having a look on Sim Racing GP to see if you can find a GT4 league that you're available for. Because a lot of leagues and stuff are done on SimGrid, but there is still a decent amount on Sim Racing GP. I think it's definitely better to take turn 1 in second gear, to be honest. Seems a little bit quicker. Just have to get the rotation on the brakes there. That was a little bit wide, still valid, but it was definitely slower because I went on the grass. Still valid though, just inside the lines. Oh, too much rotation on the brakes there. We'll get some new tyres on the car. Well, I will try as well as racing the AI in a bit. I will probably do this session and then we'll try the AI. But yeah, we'll do the next 20 minutes of this, and then we will try against the AI just to practice our overtaking here, because it is fairly difficult to overtake here. There is a lot of overtaking opportunities, but there's a lot of corners where you've got to make split-second decisions of, do I follow or do I send it? So yeah, practicing the overtaking is certainly a very good idea. So we've got 19 minutes left of this session, and then, like I say, we'll go race the AI. Definitely got a couple tenths in this lap, but I think I did maybe done an hour of practice before the start of the stream, so I've done nearly 2 hours of practice. So by the time we get to Friday, I think the pace will be fairly good. Just have to make sure we actually get the lap together in quality and don't mess it up like we did last week, and also hopefully the race goes a bit better than it did last week and we don't get in so many incidents. Yeah, leg day in gym is not fun. You do not want to be pressing pedals after leg day. Never do leg day before a race. Turn 1 was a little bit better there. A little bit of oversteer. And invalid. Oh, touch the grass. Tires are a bit wrecked. We'll do the next lap and then we'll get some new ones. I'd be surprised if we improve on the next lap with these tires though. Just pushed a tad too much on that right hander, just enough to go wide and touch the grass there, unfortunately. Really overheated the rears. Turned in far too early for the chicane. 360 again there. Right, I think we'll get some new tyres on. Completely oversteered the chicane there. Just turned in far too early for the first part of the chicane and just messed it all up. Oh. One of the admins is typing in the form for my incident last night in Logitech G Challenge. Let's see if I get the penalty or not, because if I get the penalty, then that's me out of Logitech G Challenge Split 3. So the only way I can stay in is waiting until last chance qualifiers, and then I have to do round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4 again, which is rather frustrating. Especially, it's like such a tiny tap as well, and we both still ended up in the top 10. It's gonna be so frustrating if I don't end up in the if I don't end up in round 4 next week and I have to do it all again on the last chance qualifiers. It's so annoying. Right, we'll do this run and then hopefully that steward report is out. But I can see one of the admins typing in the report channel, so hopefully that's the result of the penalty protest coming out now. So what have you been driving recently, Milo? Has it just been the GT4s? Did you pick out a favourite GT4, or you just been trying them all out? A bit better there. Actually gained a little bit of time there. That was a lot smoother on that right hander. 4 favourites, nice. That was a lot better, that right hander also. Oh, back end kicking out. Lost half a tenth there, just on actually nearly a full tenth. Just got on the power a bit too aggressively. That chicane was valid, a little bit slow, but at least it was tidy. But definitely a bit slow. I think I was turned in a bit too early there, the apex, for that hairpin. It's a bit too, oh, far too late on the brakes there. Far too late. Should have been in second. I love the Mercedes feels and also the Ginetta, but that wheel on the right side is killing me. Yeah. Well, what's funny, like, is I'm driving the Porsche just now and it's left-hand drive, but I had a driving lesson driving real cars this morning and I'm on the right-hand side because I'm in the UK. So it's kind of weird going from the left to the right. The Mercedes, I haven't driven the Ginetta, I don't think, but I have driven the Mercedes and I do quite like how the Mercedes feels. Yeah, M4 is a solid choice. A lot of people pick the M4. I know the Porsche is quite good. I've never tried it myself, but I know in the GT4 championships that's a very common choice because it is one of, I believe it is one of, or the quickest GT4, I believe, is the Porsche, because everyone seems to pick it in the GT4 Championships. So I'm not sure if it is outright the quickest GT4 or if it's just one of the top ones. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the fastest doesn't feel the best. Like, I know when the BMW came out, the McLaren felt amazing to drive, and the BMW felt like you were driving a lorry. But the BMW was faster than the McLaren. I still went with the McLaren because I liked how it drove, but I did regret it when I got to the first leak because the BMWs absolutely destroyed me. Because it was when it first came out, so it was massively OP. But yeah, Porsche is definitely quite quick for the leagues. Oh, no way, guys, we're out of Logitech G Challenge Split 3. No way. Yeah, we are out. So we are going to have to wait until the last chance split. No way. That is... depressing. Oh. That's so annoying. So the only way I can still get through is by going through the last chance split, which is February the 21st. Man, that's annoying. That is so annoying. Oh well. What a waste of time. Well, yeah. That is very annoying. And I literally just posted on my Instagram like a few hours ago that we were through at round 4. Oh well. I think what we'll do now is we'll jump in, we'll do some against the AI to practice the race setup. Ah, that's rather depressing. But we aren't in the top 10. To be honest, it doesn't matter. It doesn't annoy me that he reported it. What annoys me the most is that I didn't knock him out the top 10. I'll show you guys the incident, because I've got it on the replay, right? So if we have a look at, say, I don't know, pick a random lap. Say lap 7. I think I'm in a bit clean air here, okay? Now this is me, McLaren GT4, coming into the braking zone. I think that lap I'll brake a bit early. Is there one where... Which lap? So here I'm braking around about here, okay? This is around about my braking marker. It's in between the marker we just went past, and this one is around about my braking point. McLaren GT4 is very weird braking, so it's hard to get it perfect, but this is around my braking point. Hit the braking into the first corner, and I can hit the apex absolutely fine, and hit the apex almost perfectly with that braking point. Now in lap 4, right? Sorry, lap 5, okay? Now have a look at my braking point, okay? Maybe almost identical to that lap 7, yes? I've got a 3/10 gap to the car in front of me. Probably about 2 car lengths, 2.5 car lengths in front of me. Coming into the first corner, and he just seems to hold his brake. It's like he doesn't let go of his brake. I brake at my same braking point, and he just seemed to not let go of his brake. But if you watch here, right, his braking point is only about a car length earlier than mine, yet he seems to just not turn into the corner, and he seemed to just hold his brake on. He just seemed to brake really hard and hold his brake on, and I just go slightly into the back of him, touch him, he goes wide, and then but if we look at the end of the race, he finishes P10, so he still went through around 4. I still went through around 4, but because he reported me for that incident, I got a 5-second time penalty, and I didn't get through around 4 because of that 5-second time penalty, which is absolute pain. So yeah, that's a bit of waste of time, which is rather frustrating, but we will still drive in the last chance split, and hopefully we can qualify in that. But yeah, rather frustrated, to be honest. I mean, if that was a league, then sure, report, totally understandable. But when it's a knockout series, we're both in the top 10 anyway. I don't know, it's just a bit annoying. Oh well. Let's do some practice with the AI at Donington. Just start from last. I think this is the maximum AI pace and aggression. So just do some driving with them. Practice our overtaking here. Probably do a couple of these races and then we'll go. I'll finish up the stream. But yeah, now we're gonna have to wait until February for the last chance split for McLaren G Challenge, which is a bit disappointing.
Green light, give it all you got.
Why does it go green lights before we've even got to the final corner? Look at the gap between me and the cars in front. It's like a 2-second gap out of that final corner. Those green lights before we're straight. Usually it waits until all the cars are out the final corner before it goes green lights.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left.
Go around the outside here on the Honda. Nope.
Clear on the left.
Bit too early on the brakes to send it on the Honda there. Get past the Aston at least. The hill, gentle on the throttle. Still the back end snapping out a bit. Gonna have to really watch that in the race. Got a bit of a toe off this Honda. Can we send it into the chicane? Yes, we can.
Clear on the right.
Oh, too much curbing there. That was far too much curbing. Didn't get a track limit warning because we didn't get any time.
Car on the right.
Oh,
Clear on the
Honda
right.
going very wide there. Why did he go so
Car on the
wide?
left. Clear on the left.
Practically let both me and the McLaren through there. That was weird. Try to focus on the exit speed. Oh, that Honda came out of nowhere. Did not expect him to send it up the inside.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Past the Ferrari there, now we've got the Aston, BMW, and BMW sending it on the Porsche there. Nope, backs out. Leader's gapping P2 quite a bit already. BMW's got pure exit out there. Although Aston didn't really take advantage of that actually. Can we get the Aston on the exit of the chicane perhaps? Get a good exit, not sure if it's going to be good enough to send it into the hairpin. I'm going to try anyway. The Porsche is rather fantastic on the braking. Oh, really? I completely dived on the BMW, but I did get passed by the Apex. What happened on the exit of the corner? He just pushed me around. I completely send it on the brakes, but I actually get ahead of him before the Apex. Just a complete dive bomb, but he just drives into the back of me there on the exit. I just didn't get a very good exit, and he just pretty much just ended up spinning me around there. Oh well. Go again. Does feel quite nice in the race setup, to be honest. It actually feels a little bit more stable with the extra fuel. Because the Porsche gets so much rotation from the like differential and stuff like that, and the torque, it doesn't become super understeery on high fuel loads like a lot of cars do. Instead it kind of makes it just more stable, I find, which makes it a bit easier to drive. Yeah, but just to practice our overtaking, we just start from last against the maximum AI just to get some practice for Donington. Tomorrow I have no idea. Just send me a message on probably Instagram and let me know when you want to do some practice, Milo. Oh, we don't need to brake there, mate. Or there. Everyone's so hard on the brakes there. Yeah, just I quite like to drive against the maximum AI just to practice the overtaking where you can't overtake. Especially at Donington, there's so much grass everywhere that if you get it wrong, it's very easy to bin it on the grass. So it's quite good practice just to drive with the AI a bit. We did the hot lap server for a bit to try and improve our pace, and now we're just doing a couple races against the AI to practice the overtaking. Yellow flag, who was that? Not yellow flag's cleared already. Maybe just someone went a bit slower. Can we get the 2 and 1 in that hairpin? We can. Yeah, absolutely agree. There's some places you can actually send it round the outside, and then like that, like going up the just before the long straight, before the chicane, that right-hander as you go up the hill. If you overtake on the outside there, you just instantly lose the rear of the car. Whereas like going down this hill, you can actually overtake on the outside of this left-hander, and there's plenty of grip there. You just have to be careful because sometimes the guy on the inside drifts out quite wide and puts you on the grass. But as long as they hold their line, you can overtake on the outside. Same with this right-hander, this left-hander, sorry, you can overtake around the outside, and it sets you up for the inside of this right-hander. But yeah, racing with the AI really helps. It's this right-hander, that overtaking on the outside doesn't usually work unless you like pinch the other car onto the inside line so they can't get a good exit. But you really struggle for grip there. I should finish collecting data for track corners at Donington. Do you do some data analysis on ACC? Oh, nice. New HUD. Cool. Nice. Data analysis is quite good on ACC. You get a lot of data coming out of the game, so you can learn to analyze it. That's really good. Oh, I'm gonna send it there. Porsche is amazing on brakes. Yeah, just the corners HUD plus corner number name. Nice. Sounds good. But yeah, ACC produces a lot of data, so if you know how to analyze it, it's a really good skill. I love battling in this Porsche because you can send it so much on the braking. The Porsche's just got such good brakes compared to other cars, and it's got such good acceleration out the corners as well. The only massive drawback with the Porsche when battling is the straight line speed. When there's a massive straight, the Porsche doesn't perform very well for top speed. Yeah, the data the game shares my app can read already, just need to do more with it. Nice one. Yeah, absolutely. Porsche is very nice. Oh, a bit wide. Yeah, definitely want to get good exits. Especially like at a track like Donington, where you've got like the hairpins and stuff focusing on the don't know why the AI tapped the brakes there if you're on the outside. They can go full throttle and be fine. But yeah, especially at the hairpins and that, you really have to focus on your exits here, especially in the battle. Yeah, the AI, sometimes the aggressive AI, they just punt you. It's not like they battle aggressively, it's just like they decide not to brake and just punt you. I've noticed that different tracks, the AI seem to behave differently, it's weird. Some tracks, they're actually not bad, and then other tracks, they just deliberately spin you out. Nice one. Melbourne hairpin. I'm actually rather terrible with knowing the names of the corners. I know like hardly any of the actual corner names, even the corner numbers. I'm usually like the one after the straight, before the chicane, after the left-hander. Would be rather helpful to know the actual corner number. Should be able to get past them there. Yep, again AI just tapping the brakes when you put them off the ideal line for some reason. Starting to catch in the top 10. Yeah, I'm too. It's that I got the code which stores corner names for Donington track in front of me. Nice. But yeah, like I say, I'm very bad for knowing the corner names. If I'm doing a track guide, then maybe I'll have a look. But sometimes I'll just say this left-hander, this right-hander, because it's easier. But it is a lot better if you do know the corner names. We're definitely going to need at least 26's race pace on Friday to be competitive. Especially when we've got George Whitby and Luke Whitehead in the league. We're going to need at least to get to the 26's race pace. And either low 26's or high 25's for Paulie, I think. Yeah, definitely knowing the corner numbers is definitely good. Yeah, the actually collecting the data does not sound fun. Do you sell your HUD packs, or do you just make them for yourself? Yeah, it sounds complicated to make, but once you've got it all done, that'll be amazing. Oh, nice. I'll have to have a look into it then. Sounds good. Let's see if we can send it on the AMD into this right. Oh no, too much curb. I tried to send it there. Far too much curb. I managed to hit my ABS to 10, put my pit limiter on, and stall the car, and put my right indicator on, all in one corner. I have no idea how I managed to do that. Standalone, no install, just run it out of the box and it works. Nice one. That sounds really good. Yeah, I managed to hit my ABS rotary and bash that to 10, put my indicator on and stall the car all in like one corner. Now if you can do that with TC, ABS and brake bias before each corner, you're boss. I do know that some people do that, especially with the Porsche and brake bias. You have to adjust it every corner. I know like in F1 they do it a lot more, where they adjust things every corner, whereas GT3 you don't usually do it as much. But I know, like, especially with the Porsche, a lot of drivers will adjust brake bias for different corners or for sectional corners. And also I know, like at Monza, I used to use different TC levels for different corners. So like the exit of the first corner, I would have a lower TC level than going through Ascari. Especially in the wet, that worked really well, running a low TC level on some corners and then running a higher TC level on other parts of the track. In the wet, that's really helpful, which is why it's a must-have to have the TC, ABS and brake bias adjustment on your wheel. Oh, sorry. Bentley was a lot earlier on the brakes than I expected there.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, like, on quality, the Porsche is a lot more reactive. Whereas, it feels very stable when you have a lot of fuel in it. But then, like you say, as you get to an end of the stint, then it completely changes how the car feels. So adjusting the brake bias,
Car on the right.
a lot of people do that. Try to overtake all three of these guys.
All clear.
Oh, too deep. Got the chicane. Should have been a bit harder on the brakes. Maybe I'll nosy on the inside of the McLaren in turn one.
Left.
Bit of a late lunge,
Clear on the left.
so I'll get the move done. Oh, BMW having a bit of trouble with the Porsche. See a cloud of grass. Oh, and I think that was the exit turn one. I think it was either the BMW or the Porsche putting a wheel on the grass there. BMW going for it on the Mercedes now. We're going to go around the outside the Ferrari inside the right-hander there.
Clear on the left.
The outside of that left-hander allows you just to send it on that right-hander. It's one of the best places to overtake, in my opinion, at this track. Hairpins are fairly good for absolutely sending it, like really late braking and just dive bomb, but it's very easy for them to do a cutback in the hairpin. Turn 1's quite a good corner for sending an overtake as well. But yeah, the hairpin, you can send it on the inside, but it's very easy for them to cut back on you. So you do have to watch out for that if you send it. You have to basically dive bomb and then stop on the apex, so they can't then get a good run on you. Because if they get a good run on you, then you lose position by the time you get to the next corner usually. Oh, Porsche's going to go the same way I wanted to go.
Clear on the right.
Oh, now he's going to go the other way.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Try to get a good exit on this BMW. Get the outside here, should be fairly easy.
Car on the left. Clear
There
on
we
the
go
left.
again. He just taps the brakes when you put them on the inside there. I don't know why. It's just something the AI do. Oh, touch the grass there. That was a bit wide. Try and push and catch this AMG now. And the Ferrari's just up in front of it. Oh, that chicane was really nice there. I actually thought that was out of track limits, but must have just been inside. I'm going to send it on the AMG. Got such a good run through the chicane. There we go. Yeah, the AI isn't ideal, but it does give a good practice. Like I would be doing this in open lobbies. I often do open lobbies to practice because you can race with different people and you do quali and everything, and you can just really practice. Whereas there wasn't any open lobbies, so just using the AI instead. But yeah, if there is open lobbies, I would much rather do the practice in. To practice my pace, I use the Hot Lap server, the Apex Online Racing Hot Lap server. And then to practice the overtaking in that, I usually use open lobbies. And if there isn't any, then I'll use the AI. But unfortunately, Donington must not be that popular in the open lobby, so there wasn't any. Whoa, that was. Come on, save it, save it. Oh, sorry. I couldn't slow down on the grass there. My bad. Almost saved it. But I could slow it down on that grass and just rejoined in front of the Ferrari. Just slightly touched the grass on the exit. I thought I'd saved it, but obviously not. Lost the grip. Try to get back past this BMW and Mercedes now. It's funny that the AI are different pace at different tracks, in the sense that some tracks the maximum AI are quite slow, and then some tracks are really quick. I think is it Misano or Kailami that the AI are actually quite good at, but then there is some other tracks, like I know, like I think it's Bathurst, that the AI can be quite slow at. I can't remember. But there's definitely a difference on some tracks as to how good the AI are. Tires are a bit overheated from that incident. But like I say, if on Friday we're doing 26's race pace, low 26's to high 25's quali pace, then I think the pace should be decent, but we'll have no idea until race day. Because last week it was very, very close. There was a lot of fast drivers. I mean, we've got George Boothby and we've got Luke Whitehead in it. Dal King's also registered for the championship, but he didn't turn up to round 1. So I'm not sure if he's actually racing or not.
Fastest lap of the race, man. Good job.
Got 2 laps left, this one, and then we're on to the final one. Probably close up the stream after this. and then we'll be back online. We'll be back on stream probably tomorrow with Milo. Oh, oversteered at that rather terribly. Completely messed up on the brakes there. My rear left is now 28.6 psi. Because that's 2 or 3 big slides that I've had now. Really overheats that rear left tire. I do quite like the livery of that AMG. It's actually quite nice in-game livery. Kinda looks a bit more like a custom livery. Right, final lap now. Try to get past this AMG before the end. Try not to bin it if we pass on this time. Just gotta be careful we don't lose too much time force following him too closely on the high speed corners. Try to get a good run on him here. We go to the right hand side here if we can. Send it on the inside maybe. Not quite close enough. Oh, making your own liveries is really difficult. I've never tried it, but it looks really difficult. What car are you driving at, Paul Ricard? Oh, that was a good exit. Are we going to send it in final sector?
Car on the left.
Try not allow him to do the cutback. Fairly decent exit. Should be able to stay ahead into the final corner. He's going to send it. Nearly a bit of contact there. At least get ahead of him. Fastest lap of the race. Wasn't a great lap though. Aston Martin. Aston Martin is a very safe car to drive. It's a very good car for starting out, I agree. It's a very safe car. It's still competitive at a lot of tracks, but yeah, it is quite good for being safe. Yeah. Well, hope your league race and 3-hour race goes well, mate. Hope those go well for you. $155, nice. Yeah. Nice one. But yeah, I think I'll close up the stream there, guys. Should be streaming tomorrow. Not 100% sure what time. Probably do some open lobbies at Donington. Maybe jump into the Apex Online Racing one. If anyone's wanting to join that, I have no idea what time yet, but I'm probably gonna guess like mid-afternoon. But I have no idea really yet. You two, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and